Welcome back to this week's episode of Zero to Fuel Tycoon, the series in which I'm going from zero risk into becoming a known entity for fuel production in EVE Online. And for this week's episode, we're back and we have a big announcement to make. And that is that our automated fuel order system is online, which means now that you as a customer can go to our dashboard and you can order your fuel blocks from there. And what you do is you simply go into the page, fill in how many fuel blocks you want, and it updates, as you can see here. You select where you want it delivered and you submit your order. Then you simply create an item exchange contract in EVE Online using all of this so that our system can track it. And once you're done creating the contract, you click this button and things will be set in motion with our systems. Eventually what we'll implement is that these orders will get sent to a Discord channel with a notification to our head of operations, and they will then delegate to the necessary people who will have the orders set up and delivered and so on. I can't take credit for any of this. This is the work of Thor von Awesome and Monsund, who have helped me with this. We have tested it out a bit and it seems to be working, but of course there's going to be a few bumps here and there. It's not like we're some actual company who have tons of time to put into testing, but it seems to be working. But if you use it, if there's any feedback you have, just simply tell us how it's working if something's not working. And as time moves on, we'll perfect it even more. But this is really cool. It's one of those things that make me kind of excited about the project, seeing stuff like this. Like I could never dreamt of doing anything even remotely close to this. But yeah, from now on, all our orders will be dealt with through this. So if you've been a previous customer or you're considering being one, you head on into ardcofuel.com and go into fuel orders. I will also be sending out emails to all our previous customers, notifying them. But yeah, some exciting times. Now we both have the hauling contracts semi-automated, and now the actual orders are semi-automated as well. And I'm a bit just like mesmerized what you can do with the API and some actual know-how. And it'll be cool to see what we continue to implement along these lines. So last week I showed you this map of all the head of the different operations. We've since then handed out a promotion. Down in MR we'll also have Mikey Bishop helping Thor to run things. And the goal here will eventually to phase out Thor so he can focus on the back-end stuff and the tinkering. And that Mikey will head the MR space. But we'll do that once we feel that the other positions within the administrative work is done, so we don't overwhelm anyone. So that we have the recruiters and we have everything in place. Speaking of recruitment, we had a bit of a hurdle with recruitment for Galente and Caldari space. We have a bit of a problem where our nullsec access is way more tempting for people, so most people just tend to go down to a mark because they can make more ISK there, which is natural, I guess. So I think we're gonna continue to do the regular recruitment. We'll also try and shift focus to more to beginners, see if we can catch them in the beginner systems even. But to do that, we have to be able to provide a very clear, concise path, because everyone knows this, and probably a lot of you have done it where you've quit EVE at some point because you didn't know what to do. So I'll try and create a sort of a map, or like very concise, very do this, then this, then this kind of thing for beginners. I've laid out like a very simple flow chart of how I envision this thing. Now granted, there's going to be like our making fuel blocks is very like, it requires Omega almost because you need the PI and you need the ice mining and stuff, which is good why we have the mission running as well. That's more alpha friendly, something you can get into. And speaking of the mission running, that is something I have started dabbling in. Because I've had a little bit of time on my hands, I've actually made some money from the trading. So I made about 100 million so I could buy my Noctis for the salvaging. But now I've also made another 100 million, so I've actually bought myself a Myrmidon, the Galente Battlecruiser. So we did a tiny spider fleet. And for those that don't know what a spider fleet is, it's something I I don't know why, but I really like the concept of it. And I think it ties very well into Artco because we're spread out in all the different regions. But basically what you do is you fleet up with a bunch of people and you can like individually run missions. But when you turn the missions in, you get the LP rewards for them. So we have done that a little bit. I want to expand this because I feel like it's really good, especially for beginners, to feel like they're contributing and part of something. You can just run New Eden-wide spider fleets with the Amar people and some Galente and Kaldari and me and Minmatar space. So this is something I want to expand of. Maybe if it isn't like really providing Artco much of it, apart from a little bit of taxes, but I don't know, it's just something that ties into this really well, and I want this to be an integral part of the corporation, and it's something I've been enjoying so far. Now for the corporation itself, we're really skyrocketing in value, and I can't really put my finger on it because we've done a few buybacks, not too many. We are producing a bit of fuel blocks, but I'm actually not sure why we're increasing so much in value. Like we're up to, it is almost 40 billion all of a sudden. I can't really put my finger on why. It might just be that we're mining heavily, but I actually don't know. Like sure, we took in a bit of investment, but that was way back and we were almost like more than doubled since then. So it seems to be an upward trajectory, even though I can't really put my finger on why. Hasn't been too many sales lately either, so I guess we're just accumulating a lot of fuel blocks and a lot of assets, I guess. So for my character, I've been heading into a bit more of a salvaging focus, and I got the battle cruiser. Also snuck in another social just because I will be running more missions, and these later ones are for my Myrmidon fit. I did try to put a buy order for the Myrmidon, but it seems never fulfilled, I guess. People might not really sell them too often. But I think I've accumulated enough money to just buy it straight up now. So the Myrmidon will be used for level 3 missions. So this is the fit I was given, so-called what's it called, a meta fit level 3. Because I don't have all the skills, we're going with a bit fancier drones. It's about 100 million. It's heavy drone focus. And from what I can tell, it should be able to run the level 3s. And I also have this Noctis fit. I don't have the salvage drones just yet for this, so I'm just been using regular salvage ones. But I have been enjoying it quite a bit. I think with the drones it'll be really nice. I've gotten into the groove of putting down an MTU with the or a mobile tractor unit for the ship I'm running the missions with, bookmarking, all that stuff. I've been trying a bit in the level 1s and level 2s. Like, you don't make any money, but just to get into the groove of things. But I think with the salvage drones, I think I really enjoy it. Just fly in, target everything. Oh, well, you press F first and then you target stuff. And once we have the spider fleets up as well, I think I don't know what it is about it, but I just like it. It's not going to be the most disc per hour, I know that, but I think this is one of those things you should listen to what your gut tells you in EVE. And you shouldn't on one hand, I understand when people say like, oh, ISK per hour is important, and it is, but at the end of the day, it is a game. And you should do the things you enjoy, even if it's suboptimal. Like it's still a sandbox game. You can turn it into a more optimal thing. I'm sure there's something I can do with salvage that will make it even more worthwhile, like ISK per hour. I can start a branch of the company and do something with salvage. Like, always nags me a little bit when people start talking about the most effective way. I understand that there's also like a satisfaction in that. I'm kind of the same when people like suggest fits for like the mission running. Like, I get it, like this will be easy to do and la da da. But for me, like for some reason, I just got it in my head that I like sentry drones. I like the idea of like a turret-based combat. I've always liked that in the different games. So I think after the level 3 missions, from what I've heard, there's like a good fit that is sentry drone based for level 4s. So once I reach level 4s, I'll do, I think it was the Dominics, I'm not sure. I'll start getting into the sentry drones, and from there I'll start dabbling in some PvP with sentry drones as well. it might be suboptimal, but I enjoy like finding a way to make the suboptimal work. Like for me, it doesn't give me any satisfaction in flying like the best ship and killing someone. It's like, yeah, it might have just been the best ship. If I can like outskill someone with something that's worse, that for me is like a way more satisfaction. That isn't for everyone, but for me, that's how I work. So I have kind of scrapped my entire skill book, which I had, or skill training queue, I should say, which was about 150 days long. So now I just have a little bit of an energy grid upgrade for the Myrmidon, and then finishing off the salvaging, getting the drones, and then the ice processing I should get at some point. So now I'm taking it a bit more, not day by day, but you know what I mean, a bit like a shorter, it just looks more doable than having like 140 days worth of training. I mean, it's still 50 days because it's EVE Online, but you know what I mean. I think after I get the Myrmidon, I'll save up some money and get some better implants for my, just to get like even more quicker training times. And I keep doing the daily missions, and I'll see if I can finish off the air career program, because I have a little bit left. There's still some skill points left for me to grab here. I also had a moment this Friday where I could feel I was kind of back. It's been nice not looking at the Excel sheets, like coming home from work and just doing more work. It's been a nice little vacation, so I can feel that I'm back and doing more of the CAO stuff that I should have been doing. And that's also largely in part to the people in the corporation who have stepped up and doing a great job. Like, I'm doing these videos, but they are really the ones making the corporation. My part in all of this is quite small now, to be honest. Like, it's their stuff now, really. I'm acting as like a guiding hand. But that'll be everything for this week. Feels good to be back in the groove of things, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode.